We are, of course, going to stay with this news from Vatican City, and standing by for us is Jack Valero from Catholic Voices, a frequent commentator on church affairs. He's joining us live from London. Mr. Valero, your thoughts as you saw Pope Leo XIV emerge, and what you thought of his first address and his first blessing?
Well, we will be looking at these words very carefully now, because they will show us his ideas for the church. The election was very quick, so he obviously presented a vision for the church, which the cardinals thought was appropriate. You know, that was what we needed. We haven't heard this vision because we weren't in the meetings, but we will be hearing it now in the forthcoming days and weeks. What I was struck by in terms of continuity, there's always a lot of continuity in the Catholic Church. He follows on from Francis, who he has quoted, who quoted a couple of times in this speech. He also has chosen the name of Leo, going back 100 and something years to Leo XIII. And we just heard that Leo XIII was the author of Rerum Novarum, the Church in the Modern World, economics, politics, etc. This is very significant. Leo XIII was chosen initially as a transitional pope because he's quite old, but he ended up being pope for 25 years, and he contributed a lot to the modern world, to the modern church. So I think there is lots of continuity here. What I was struck by three things in this opening words from Pope Leo XIV. One is the first mention, the first thing he said, peace. Like Christ said, peace, and peace in the whole world. He sees himself as a messenger of peace for all the countries. You know, he comes at a time when there are wars in Ukraine and the Middle East which seem unsolvable. He wants to be a messenger of peace. Then the thing he said, that God loves everyone unconditionally. This was a signature thing that Pope Francis used to say. He loves everyone, including and perhaps especially the poor, the discriminated against, the migrants, the homeless, you know, those in need. But he has repeated this twice in the speech. God loves everyone unconditionally. We should not be afraid. And then the third thing that struck me was his reference to being a missionary. He's an Augustinian missionary. He quoted St. Augustine saying, "With you I am a Christian, for you I am a bishop. But first I am a Christian with you." And the fact that the church is a missionary thing, it's about spreading the love of Christ. It's about the good news for everyone. I hope that and I'm sure he's thinking of being a Pope of unity, not just in the church, uniting all Catholics as we are now united in love of Pope Leo XIV, but also the rest of the world. Perhaps more unity among Christians, and then more unity in the whole world. I was struck that he finished with a Hail Mary in Italian. You know, Pope Francis was very devoted to Mary and wanted to be buried in the church dedicated to Mary in Rome, to the Mother of God, the Mother of Christ. And Pope Leo has now started his pontificate with a prayer to Mary, with the Hail Mary. That's quite significant too. He seems to be a person devoted to Mary, entrusting to Mary these intentions of missionary, of being missionary, of preaching the love of God for everyone, and of preaching peace.
Jack Valero joining us live from London there. Thank you so much for staying with us and for your perspective. We appreciate it.
Thank you.